I'm out on Moulin Moor once again. It's a bit windier than I was hoping. Wind is coming from the right of the frame at about 30 kph. But the drift is doing well, being bounced around a lot. But it's handling it like a champ. Ardupilot's doing a good job. We're in fly-by-wire A mode at the moment. And this is a 2-cell lithium-ion on the 5-inch prop. So as we turn to the left flying with the wind, our speed doubles up to about 60 kph on the same throttle. I'm definitely getting better at this. I've been flying for 22 minutes now, and I haven't actually used the screen for control at all. We're doing it all line of sight, so I've reached a point where I can actually do fairly close passes without being too scared about hitting myself. And learning to invert the aileron control is becoming much more second nature. I think it's just learning to control it in terms of its forwards movement rather than its movement relative to you on the ground. I'm wearing my high-vis jacket, by the way, simply because with the wind it's actually quite a bit colder than I thought it would be, and I didn't bring a jumper with me. So all I've got is this high-vis that I keep in the car. Which means people passing by seeing the tripod are probably going to think that I am a surveyor again. That's one of the ones that I get quite a lot. We had Ghost Hunter once, actually. A couple of us were flying outside an old psychiatric hospital, mental asylum, which is now being converted into flats. It had a really nice garden for flying around. Anyway, a couple of guys were there who turns out were, air quotes, paranormal investigators, and they saw us with our headsets with funny antennas on, and they thought that we were ghost hunters trying to detect EMF or whatever it is they call it. So this is the ZOHD, whatever you want to call it, drift. It's running Arduplane on the Omnibus Nano V6.1, which is the USB-C version. I built this before Racer Star had come out with their F405 20x20 wing FC. The Omnibus isn't ideal because the USB connector is very awkward to access when it's in the plane, but it was the only, pretty much the only option at the time. It's running R9, it's got an R9 MM, which means I can get the telemetry for Yahoo just with a straight wire, no adapters or anything, no messing around with inversion, because the MM has a inverted smart port pad, which is actually a non-inverted signal because of the confusion around how that protocol is named. It's got a Cadex Ratel Starlight, sort of my go-to camera back when I built this, and it's got the Tramp Nano on it, which now seems like a bit of a waste going for such an expensive, fancy
Battery level 2 alert.
VTX. Now that I'm barely watching the video, but oh well. And it's using the Menace Aeropod antenna, VTX antenna, which is a pagoda kind of encased in a aerodynamic ABS kind of pod, which is specifically designed to mount onto the surface of a foam wing. So I've actually got it on the bottom. 6.9, so that's what, 345 per cell, which is still fine. Oh, I've got a I do have some tail weight. I've got a M6 bolt taped to the tail, just where the foam starts. Right, note to self when watching this video back. Change
Battery level 2 alert.
change that. We're on 3.45 volts per cell, but because it's lithium ion, that's absolutely fine.
Battery level 2 alert.
That'll do. I reckon that did quite well though. Yeah, there's the little antenna, so it's a pagoda just inside this ABS thing. 900 meg on top, GPS. VTX is just taped on top, so it has airflow. 32 minutes, 2 seconds, 3.35 volts per cell, which for lithium ion is still a fair bit to go, so right, we can stop recording. Bye. Well, that's what happens when you hit the throttle before you hit the disarm switch.